Hey everyone, we are loaded up and ready to hit the TransAmerica Trail. We are starting out here in Trinidad, Colorado, where we left off last year. This morning we'll be heading up into the mountains and westward. Join us as we have fun on the TransAmerica Trail. As we leave Trinidad, we opt to bypass the portion of the TransAmerica Trail directly north of the city. Last year we rode through this area on our western loop. So today we'll intersect the Tat just north of town where it crosses I-25 and head west. It doesn't take long before the back roads begin and we are once again kicking up the dust. The Colorado and Utah sections of the Tat are probably the most popular sections because of their remoteness and beauty. You won't want to miss this series. It has some of the best video we have ever captured. We steadily rise in altitude to about 7,000 feet or higher on this ride. The exception will be Montrose, Colorado, a little later in the series. But for all through Colorado, us sea level dwellers will be short of breath. Our ride this morning takes us west toward the Spanish Peaks. We'll get a good look at them here just in a little bit. But before we reach the Spanish Peaks, we'll turn and head north towards Westcliffe. I find these old homestead ruins just absolutely fascinating, thinking how somebody lived up in here at one time under really rugged conditions. This won't be the last ruins that we see. It's way cool. After about 25 to 30 miles, we pop out on this improved road here. In the distance there, I believe those are the Spanish Peaks. Pretty cool, huh? After a short ride on the pavement, we're right back on the gravel and heading to the northwest. Look at these rock formations. Wow, just wow. Beautiful, huh? At some point in this section, we cross over from Los Animas County into Huerfano County. When this happens, the roads get a little trickier, and we go through a section of sand that's a little bit more technical to get through. Hitting a fork in the road requires me to stop and put in a new GPS coordinate to make sure we stay on the right track here. I don't think we could get lost where we're at because most of the roads lead out, but nonetheless, you want to make sure you're on the right one. Another fork in the road, but what a wonderful spot to take a little bit of a break. Look at this scenery, just beautiful. I have described it in prior videos, but for those of you who may not have seen earlier TransAmerica Trail videos from us, I'm operating off of latitude and longitude coordinates, which are provided with the roll charts. So every now and then I have to stop and put in the next latitude and longitude. I'm getting pretty good at it since I've done it hundreds of times now. As we do a little zig through this ranch here, we're on our way to the little town of La Veta, Colorado. Riding out of La Veta, we head north into the Black Hills of Colorado. It is clear that as we ride through this area, this is high plains ranch land here. There's no doubt that cattle rules the roost here. For close to 20 miles, we have these long, straight stretches of gravel road, but that's going to change here shortly. I believe the mountains you see off to the left are Silver, Maestas, and Rough Mountains. There's a few other mountains in that particular range. with some of them topping out over 11,000 feet. Off to the west of us is the Great Sand Dunes National Park. We go around that, but boy, I'd sure like to go back there and see that. It sounds extremely interesting. As you can see, this is just a dirt road here. We've been on gravel roads most of the way, but this one was pretty rugged, a little bit more of a challenge. It was fun though. Okay, it gets a little crazy here. This one was really rough as we descend down, but how cool is this view? You can tell by Sherry's windshield here as it bounces up and down that we're going through ruts and that it's pretty washed out in places. But it's always fun to have a little bit of challenge. That's what makes it interesting and a little bit more exciting. Yes, this area was sandy, and so you had to use a little bit more caution here so that the bike didn't slip out from underneath you. Whoa, whoa, look at that. You can tell you're getting to a little bit more civilized area here when you run into power lines like that, multiple power lines. There were ranches out in some of these locations where we were at, but boy, they were far and few between in that one section. On our travels today, we did see some wildlife, but we weren't able to catch it on video. But there's no doubt as you're riding through these areas, you should keep your eyes peeled. There's mule deer, elk in places, antelope. Definitely plenty to see here if you catch it at the right time. We stop and take just a little bit of a break here to get new coordinates so we can find out exactly where we're going. We're just outside of Gardner, Colorado. The view of this dried out creek bed can show you what happens during flash flooding. Boy, that would just wash through there like crazy. From Gardner, we head north into the San Isabel mountain range. We'll be climbing again for a while until we get further north. We'll be riding by Deer Peak, which tops out at 11,572 feet. And later on, we'll actually be crossing Wixon Divide at 9,380 feet. This was a pretty ride through here. As you can see, the road just drops off on the left here. There's really no room for error. Luckily, the road's really nice, but it did drop off steeply. This little section here had some rough spots on it, and so I kind of stood up so that you could get through it, but it was pretty rough, even though the GoPro might not show that. Here's another rough hill climb that we had to go through. It's a little steeper than what it looks, and it's a little rougher than it looks. We've climbed high enough now that there's just kind of spotty trees here and there. I would have kind of expected as we ride through these high plains grasslands that there'd be cattle up here, but there certainly weren't any. We just didn't see much up here at all. And I think there was only like one ranch or two ranches that we passed that were clearly labeled. As we descend out of the mountains, we start to see some vehicle traffic and even some campers. So this area is definitely getting used here at the lower altitude. Eventually, we hit Highway 165, which takes us north to Highway 96. My hat's off to you, my friend. What a beautiful ride, even though it's on the highway here. It's on this section of highway that we go over Wixon's Divide. It just is beautiful. Even though this was pavement, there were plenty of hairpin turns and back and forth as you did switchbacks. It'd be a lot of fun to ride, even if you were on a street bike. Highway 165 is also referred to as the Greenhorn Highway. I highly recommend this. After all the bouncing around we did up in the mountains, we get this brand new pavement, which is just super smooth. After a long day's ride at altitude, the altitude was getting to me just a little bit, and so we skipped just a small portion of the TransAmerica Trail, about 7-8 miles, I believe, that probably would have been dirt off to our left here. But the highway parallels it, so we are seeing the same country just from the highway. We finally make it to Westcliffe. It's time to fuel up and get something to eat before we go to the hotel so that we can call it a day and relax. What a day. Boy, I don't know if this will come out in the video or not, but we were right up against the mountain range here in Westcliffe, Colorado. It is absolutely beautiful here. We had a great ride. We had some really challenging spots early on the TAT. That would have kind of scared us, but today we just kind of rode through it with no big deal. The altitude's getting to me just a little bit, and so we might stay 2 nights here to try and acclimate to the altitude just a little bit. But the Lamppost Lodge here is where Sherry got us booked in, and this is a deluxe place, and the price really wasn't too bad either. So I think that's going to be it for today, and I think we'll see you tomorrow. We'll be doing something. I don't know if we'll be staying here and enjoying the town. It's kind of a touristy little town, but we might do that, or we'll be back on the TransAmerica Trail. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it the big thumbs up, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Take care.
Well, this is my end of day. Came from Trinidad to Westcliffe, and what a great day. Deer, antelope, a squirrel, and some turkeys. We saw quite a bit of things. Anyway, just wanted to let you know what a great day we had. It was a little challenging enough, but not so challenging that we were worried we were going to fall or anything.